All right, section 8 starts on page 59 in your packet, talking about life expectancy. So this chart here on the top of page 59 shows life expectancies at 4 different times. So we've got birth, that we'll use for red, age 20 will go blue, age 40 I'll do green, and age 60 is orange. So when looking at this, we're going to go through the 6 questions working with this table. So question number 1. What was the life expectancy at birth in 1900? So birth is the black star type thing, and it's 1900. So if we're going to look at 1900, right, we're looking down here. So what, I would say, maybe 47, 48. So for number 1, I would say, 47 or 48, something around there. So saying everybody that was born in 1900, the life expectancy was approximately 48 years. However, in 1998, so going on to question number 2, the life expectancy at birth is way up here, which is approximately, I would say, about 75 years. So from 1900 to 1998, our life expectancy has increased by like 27 years. So that's pretty impressive, I think. Has life expectancy, number 3, has life expectancy changed much for individuals at age 60? So you'll notice age 60 is the starred one at the top. So from 1900, it's about right here, and the most current data is up here, which has a difference. So for number 3, I would say the difference is approximately 5 years. And I don't know about you, but I think that's significant to live another 5 years. If you think about it, that's a long time, 5 years. Number 4. What was the life expectancy for a 20-year-old in 1900? So 1900 20-year-olds about right here. So I don't know, maybe 62. And what about for the most current data? Well, let's follow that line all the way up here, and it's up here. I would say that's also pretty close to 75. So the 20-year-olds had an increase at about 13 years over that time span. And so 5 and 6 are kind of just conversational questions. Why was life expectancy at age 20 so much higher than at birth? I wasn't alive in 1900, so I don't know. But I can imagine that, when they were babies, we probably had not as good medical treatment. So more babies died back then. We had more infections, and we didn't have cures for some of the diseases we have now. So, overall, the death rate was higher. I think that kind of goes along with number 6 too. I think we've got better medical, and I think that that makes a difference in life expectancy, right? We can all expect to live a little bit longer. Moving on to page 60, talking about life expectancy. So from birth, so life expectancy at birth, we find that by calculating the average age at death. So in this particular example, we've got 10 people, and these are the ages of the 10 people when they died, which is kind of depressing because there's a lot of really low numbers there. But for these 10 people, this is when they died. So to calculate the average age at death, or the life expectancy at birth, we would add them all up, and we get 377, so we'd add all these numbers. And we divide by how many there are, and there are 10 numbers, and so our life expectancy at birth is 37.7. So you can expect, if you are born in this particular area and space, that you can live to be, approximately 38 years old, and that's it. Now, if we change it, so you notice in that first chart, we had life expectancy at age 20 and 40 and 60. Well, what does that mean? So if we talk about life expectancy at age 20, we're only looking at the people who survived to 20 or later. So notice how now we are down, let me change colors, we're down to 7 people because only 7 people live to be 20 or later. So if I want to find the average, the life expectancy at age 20, I add all of those up, so I'm going to get 354 and divide by 7. So if you make it to age 20, you will approximately live to be, 50.6 years old. So you've got a better chance of living longer. So when we go, I'll switch to green for this one. For number 3, if we were to go to, say, 40, well, then we only care about those people who live to be 40. And we know there are 5 of them. So I would add those 5 numbers up, and I get 298, divide by 5. And if you make it to 40, your average life expectancy will be 59.6. And last but not least, to go to 60, right, Now we only care about the numbers or the people who live to be at least 60. So I only have two of them. I've got 139 divided by 2. And if you make it to 60, you can expect your average lifespan to be about 69.5. So once you make it to 60, you can expect to live probably another, I don't know, 9.5 years or so. All right, so that's the top of page 60. Let's go, oh, look at that, I did it all right there. Let's go to the bottom of page 60. And we're going to use this little table to answer the rest of the questions for this first video. And you'll notice the big thing I want to highlight here is remaining life expectancy. So once you hit, so let's say for this one, once you hit age 5 in Sweden, you can expect to live 67.9 more years. If you're in Bangladesh, you can expect to live 54.5 more years than what you've already done. So just to go through and answer these questions from this table, anyone living to age 65 in Sweden, so Sweden 65, this is the number you see, has a reasonable chance of living to what age? Well, they've already made it to 65, and they can expect to live another 13.9 years, so they can expect to live to be 78.9 years. Number 2, what is the life expectancy in Sweden at birth? Well, newborn Sweden, if you're newborn, you can expect to live 72.1 more years. What about age 1? Well, at age, you're already 1, and you can expect to live 71.8 more years, so you can expect to be 72.8. So notice just from living that first year, you can gain, 0.7 years onto your life. Right. And over to page 61, what is the life expectancy in Bangladesh at birth from that table? If you live to be 1 in Bangladesh, right, you can live 53.5 more years. So we would say you can live to be 54.5. And 6 and 7, again, these are kind of just discussion questions. Why did the life expectancy at age 1 change so much from birth in Bangladesh but not in Sweden? I'm going to go it's because they're better medical in Sweden. So it's not as big of a deal for them to live to age 1, whereas in Bangladesh with not as good medical it makes a bigger difference. And is anyone in Bangladesh likely to live to age 65? Well, yeah, because you see that they say at 65, people expect to live another 11.6 years. So some people live to age 65. Is it a lot? Probably not, because when it says at 15, they only say there's 46.3 more years. And if you add those, that's a bad color. If you add those two together, you only get 61.3. So even all those people that make it to 15 years old, really you still only expect to live to 61.3 years old. And that's life expectancy.